Remember, remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Unless you're not from England, in which case, or Scotland, it'd be really easy to forget. Isn't this anonymous? Hey, what are we talking about? I think it's college success coaching. What's going on, guys? Let's get this started. All right, so thanks for joining us. This is another great one. I want to talk about racism. Yep, because that's a thing that happened apparently in Georgia. We'll talk about that with the article of the week. We'll also address some of your questions, and I definitely have a rant this week, so let's get started. If you are watching this and you're on YouTube, feel free to throw in the comment section something that you want to know or something you have a question about or anything like that. I do check those pretty frequently. I think I even get emails when you people send me things. You people. Wow, we're going to talk about that. And also, you can leave a like, and you can also comment, subscribe. You can hit that notification bell, wherever that thing is on there. Find it. Hit that bell. It'll send you other things like notifications when I am doing other awesome stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot of awesome stuff on here. And of course, if you want to find out about the deep stuff that we do, you want to get into like the real good stuff and get the resources, tools, materials, and more one-to-one time with moi, as well as some of the stuff that you don't get to watch on YouTube because, sorry, you got to have something for the subscribers. Check out collegesuccesscoaching.com. Check out the subscription service. You can say, yes, I'm ready. And then it gives you a 2-week free trial. So it's not like there's a risk or anything. And then you can always leave afterward and go back to just watching these crummy article reviews. You'll stay. I have a feeling you'll stay. But let's talk about it if you can. Always email me, Eric Allen at collegesuccesscoaching.com. Love to hear from you. If you're one of my subscribing beautiful members, thank you so much. You people are wonderful. And let's get into it. So let's start, of course, with the mug of the week. This week it is good day, sunshine. Life is good. Well, hi, sunshine. Do you know what that's from? If you do, shame on you. Do what you love what you do. Drink the coffee that you love, and the coffee won't do that. I'm not finishing that. Anyway, it's been a week. It's been a very interesting week, and I hope that you all survived Halloween. I have candy. I haven't eaten any of this, like the only one that I would eat, like there's some of these and some of these, and there's, I guess, no wrong way to eat these, but there's also no wrong way to not eat these. And then I have the K and Snickers. Anyway, I'm not going to eat them. I don't like candy. I was telling somebody in another video that you could actually donate these to your dentist or orthodontist, and they will ship it overseas to active military. A lot of them do that. It's a great way to make your candy worth something and give it to somebody who it will mean something to, instead of your over-gorged, over-candied self. And I have a bunch of extra because you people don't go trick-or-treating anymore. Oh, the traditions that we lose, like dressing up as demons and going around laughing and asking for things from people that we don't know. Anyway, let's talk about the article of the week. This week's article has a link that is in the description if you are watching this on YouTube. It is also in the chat if you are watching this on the live stream. Georgia high school marching band spells out racial slur. Parents demand expulsion. A lot of my articles are kind of fun and we talk about fun things, but hey, real life hits sometimes. This is one of those things that hit me right in the stomach. This is disgusting. It's just, first of all, there's no excuse. There's no reason for it. And whatever, you can throw in questions and you can throw in comments about they were just trolling and it was just to like get people triggered. Well, yeah, but at the same time, there's plenty of things that trigger people. You could say all kinds of science-y things that get people triggered, like that we affect the climate, or that, gender has something to do with something. There's all kinds of things to trigger people. You don't have to be throwing out racial slurs, like gross racial slurs. Anyway, let's get into it. Marching band members at a Georgia high school are facing disciplinary action after spelling out the C-N instead of their team's name during a halftime show at a Friday football game, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reports. So this article is from the New York Post. What the killer thing is, it's musicians. Musicians did this. Musicians from Brookwood High School in Gwinnett County inexplicably arranged themselves during its game against Lakeside High School to spell out the racist term using instrument covers that are typically assembled to display the word Broncos in reference to the school's mascot, according to a letter to students and parents from the school's principal. Like, how do you even do that? For those of you who attended our games, you may have noticed that the sousaphones, you sousaphone players, a brass instrument similar to a tuba, just so you know, because that's the important thing, wear covers in the stands to show school spirit. Usually, Principal William Beau Ford Jr. wrote in the letter, which was obtained by the newspaper. The covers spell out Broncos, and some of them featured our Bronco mascot. Band members typically don't wear the covers on the field, however, because they muffle the sound from their instrument. Makes sense. The musicians are also not in the same order on the field as they are arranged in the stands. That said, last night, during what was already a very busy senior night, we experienced several personnel challenges, and that resulted in our band director not being on the field when the band took the field. Ford continued, with that in mind, when the sousaphone players took the field, they did not follow band rules and normal practice, and instead they left the covers on their instruments. The students involved will now be disciplined, and the high school's halftime procedures will be reviewed, Ford said. Not only was the appearance of this term during our halftime show hurtful and disrespectful to audience members, it is also disappointing, as it does not reflect the standards and beliefs of our school and community, his statement continued. Well, it reflects the beliefs of somebody, and we'll get into this later, and especially in the rant, because it does. Like, you say it doesn't, but it does. Some parents who were at the game said they were outraged by what they saw and called for the students involved to be expelled. Yeah. You're bold enough on senior night. That means your parents and grandparents are there. You're bold enough to spell those words and stay long enough to have everyone take pictures, Mother Shawn Myers told WAGA. That's not right. Their parents and grandparents were there. I mean, helpful hint. You ever want to really disgrace your family? Pull something like this when your family's there to watch you play. Okay. Myers, whose son is a freshman in the Brookwood High School band, said he's now uncomfortable returning to school. See, another little side effect of this stupid prank. Haven't heard it in years. Sick that he actually has heard that before. It's to belittle black people. It's an insult, Myers said of the term. It's just like saying the N-word, but this is worse because it's coming from students at a public high school. I mean, it's like not good no matter who's saying it. But I get the point. Myers said she wants the students punished harshly, regardless of whether it was a senior prank gone awry. I don't even know if this was a black-white issue because my understanding is a couple of them were not white. So they just did something that was wrong and they need to be held accountable, she said. I want them expelled. I will not stop until these students are expelled. They do not need to be back in the school until they learn that everyone is there for the same reason, regardless of color, to get an education. I mean, I don't even know what that means because I don't think that's what this was about. I mean, and so centering, I'm going to pull this later in the rant and I won't center, but I promise to try to have some kind of rational discussion on this right now because it actually, I want you to understand and hopefully get something out of this. Teenagers are very stupid sometimes. A lot of you guys are really smart and you're thoughtful and you're sensitive. And I've had amazing one-to-one conversations with you, but there is this thing in psychology that we call groupthink. And there's another thing called mass hysteria. It's literally like a psychosis that comes across a group of people when they suddenly get a really stupid idea that then others start to get too. Groupthink is one of the things that will make somebody walk off a ledge. It's the kind of thing that gets people to do drugs, and it's the kind of thing that gets people to pull stupid, racist pranks. It wasn't funny. Nobody's laughing. And here's the interesting thing. You can tell it was a psychotic kind of thing. Like it was something that was just so blatantly stupid that if you step back for 1 second, you would know, wow, that's going to turn out really badly for us. Like, it's not like we can hide this. And nobody's going to really be like, yeah, but we really get what you were trying to do here, kid. No, you're not going to have any sympathy. You're not going to get any understanding. You are going to get expelled or suspended. So here's the helpful hint that I want to throw out here. And I want to talk about consequences why, but I'm actually going to move that over into the rant section because I'm just going to go right into it, and then we'll get into questions and answers afterward. Sorry, I know there's a couple already, but listen, this is so important because people say all the time to me that, oh, well, racism's a thing of the past, and these things are old and it's old issues. Not when things like this come up. It's pretty clear that it's not gone that biases or stereotypes or just nastiness isn't gone, because people do things like this. It's pretty obvious that it's nasty. It's just, there's no reason to do this other than you understand how ugly it is, so you want to say it. This made somebody uncomfortable to go back to school. Now you could argue, oh, well, that's disingenuous, whatever. Really? Really? Prove what's in this kid's head. But it's obvious that it could be the case that you're going to make a lot of students feel alienated from the marching band. Anyway, so there's that effect that it alienates people when you pull stupid pranks like this. When you other people, and I hate even that phrase because that's been overused, but when you say things that are intentionally hateful in a brazen way, in so boldly in this group, and make it look like it's almost acceptable, that makes people question, like, is this acceptable? Like, I mean, if these kids get really harshly punished, hopefully that kid can come back into the fold and be like, okay, well, the school's not stupid. It's just these idiots that are stupid, at least 4 of them. That's one side effect. Another side effect is you have totally tarnished the reputation of your entire school. The world will now look at this school and think, oh, well, it's Georgia South and it's this school. Bunch of redneck racists are there now. That negatively impacts everybody who's applying to school for college from that school. But you didn't think about that. So when you're thinking about a senior prank, you're thinking about like whatever you're doing for seniors. Maybe it's some kind of Easter egg hunt or whatever. Think about the fact that you do represent your school, whether you like it or not. The headline will always read, students from blank school did this heinous thing. And that's how it's going to read. The New York Times, New York Post, Atlantic, Huffington, they're going to pick it up. They're going to run with that, because that is a better story than Frank, Jim, and Barry did something really stupid on 29 yesterday. That's not how it's going to go. You will be identified by your school. So a lot of people are going to suffer academically. They're going to suffer just emotionally. Think about your prank. Make sure it's funny. If you're going to try to pull a prank, make sure that there are adults that you've consulted with and they may be like, well, it may be pushing the line, but it's not really over the line. Don't be pulling pranks like this. This is so stupid and it's so ugly, and you just look stupid and you just look ugly when you do things like this. It has a real solid negative impact on everybody at your school. The marching band is now going to have all kinds of suspensions and probations, and they're going to be scrutinized, and people are not going to want to be a part of it. I'm sure people quit. I am sure 100% people quit that band. I would quit. I wouldn't want to be a part of it. I mean, this is like the kind of thing that makes people switch schools halfway through the year, and they're seniors, but there are freshmen, there are sophomores, there are juniors that will quit because of this stupidity. Like, what are you doing? So anyway, that's the article of the week. So this brings me really just to the rant and raven section today, because this is the rant and this is the rave. When people do stupid things, it affects everybody in the community. It tears communities apart. It tears friends apart. It proves to people their points that other people are bigoted when they're not. It reignites old wounds. It makes people's insecurities increase. Like, you're ruining everything. Like, you are the definition of why we can't have nice things. Good job. Like, you'll be a meme. Those people will be a meme, and not in a good way. Not a good way at all. You'll be a meme for being mean. Why do we need more people being disgusting and mean to each other right now? I mean, like, seriously, like, there's enough ugliness. We don't need more people jumping up and saying, yeah, but me too. I want to jump into this nonsense. You're gross, you're stupid, and you really deserve everything that's coming to you. These kids will be expelled. And if they're not expelled, they're going to be socially ostracized. Their freaking faces are on TV. Everybody knows who these people are. And you're going to sit here and think like, yeah, well, that's a good idea. And if you're thinking for 1 second, well, haha, or like they were, stop, just stop. There's funny, and then there's just stupid and hurtful. You could be funny. I'm all about the funny. And I love comedians. I love comedians, period. And people who say things that, like, it's a comedian, it's in good fun. They set the stage. It's their bit. It's their thing. No problem. This was not comedy. It was not funny. And I don't mean to be one of those people that tries to determine what comedy is. Nobody has indicated that this was to be a joke. There was nothing put out there, nothing broadcast. There's no way that this could be interpreted to be funny or not funny. this was stupid. And if it was your ill-attempted way to be funny, like, oh my God, like, just consult with somebody. If you have a really bad idea for a senior prank, email me at ericallen@collegesuccesscoaching.com. I'll help you out. Maybe we could set up a press release saying, hey, we're going to do something really stupid. Just so you know, it doesn't reflect anything, or it's to highlight the horrible things that used to be said like not that long ago to people at this school. I don't know, something, just some thoughts. You might not want to do something that horrible and horrendously offensive to an entire group of people that you live with and go to school next to every day. And for the people who were in that group, apparently, that said non-white kids were involved in the prank, like, is that going to make it better? Are you, what do you think? You have the right to do that? You're entitled to do that somehow? Like, because I'm the kind of person that would be offended by this and I'm not, and now it's not going to offend anybody? Like, what's the rationale here? This all comes down to groupthink and mass hysteria. It was stupid. It's a psycho thing to try to do. It's absolutely outrageous. It just kind of pisses me off. So, that's the rant and the rave. All right. So again, I'm going to have to say goodbye to all of you who are on YouTube. Bye. Jump over to collegesuccesscoaching.com if you want to check out what's going on over here and see the rest of this wonderful video. We're going to go over the questions of the week, and we're going to make sure that everybody has a little something to go away with, kind of like a little piece of candy after getting an apple with some glass in it from the article of the week. And for all my subscribers, stick around. Let's do it. So one of the questions that came up from the week is related to the Halloween stuff that went on. And it basically said, like, I have a friend who didn't go trick-or-treating. It fell through with their other friends, and they're kind of blaming everybody, including me. And how do I make that up? So, honesty is a big one. Don't lie. Even if it's like, honestly, I spent time with somebody else, it will be better for your friendship if you're honest and then you set boundaries, because honestly, like, you clearly wanted to spend time with somebody else more than them, or you wanted to do something else more than spend that time with them. Now, you may have made that clear and it was the other people who lied. So you're in the clear. You don't have to really discuss that with them. But if that is the case, honesty is the best policy. Seriously. You may be wrong. You may make bad decisions sometimes. Like, let me rephrase it. You're going to be wrong. You're going to make bad decisions sometimes. That's okay. We do that. And you apologize and you get forgiven. Lying is a decision. Lying is a commitment to not be good to somebody you care about. Mistakes are when you're stupid and you kind of accidentally, make a bad choice or whatever, but it's not, I guess the difference is it's not malicious. There's an intention to deceive when you lie. There's not a malicious intent when you do something stupid or like you choose poorly and it hurts somebody's feelings. So that's a lot more forgivable. It's easier to repair a relationship. It doesn't mean things are going to be great, and it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It doesn't even mean they're going to forgive you, because they might be really immature and just be like, no, fine. The point is, you're much better off just asking for forgiveness and being honest about the fact that you screwed up. So that being said, if it wasn't you and they're mad at somebody else and they're kind of pulling you into it, again, candor, like, look, man, I didn't do this. I told you what I was doing. I was spending time with family, or I wasn't going trick-or-treating. It's not my holiday. I was playing video games, whatever I wanted to do. I told you I was going to play Friday the 13th because it was free on PlayStation Plus for the month. And, I'm going to do that on Halloween. Or I was watching the new Halloween movie, which was amazing. You could have come and you could have gone with me, and you said no, and you'd rather spend time with these people. And then it fell through, and that's totally not my fault. And you're always welcome. Let's make better plans next year. You should, make it funny. You should have stuck with me, man. That's really the best way that I would approach it. Like, don't take responsibility and own something that isn't your fault. Take responsibility and own things that are your fault. Be honest, and it'll go your way, or at least it'll go the right way. Because if they don't handle that and they can't accept that, they're not a good friend, or at least they're not mature enough to be a good friend yet. And that's always, you can open that up for a possibility later, but you be true to yourself, have dignity, have integrity, and be respectful to yourself. And, not everybody's going to like you always. You can't ever promise that. But you can ensure that people at least see that you're somebody to be respected. That you do have control over, and that's by acting respectably. So hope that helps. Next question. Did the students get expelled? Not yet. I don't know yet. This is pending, and I read the article and it's updated. So as of this time on November 5th, it's not clear what's going to happen to them, but I'll check into it and I'll let you know. If you want, I can private message you. All right. What else we got? I got sick. Yeah, well, did you take vitamin C? Did you take vitamin D? Did you take echinacea? Did you take zinc? Did you take chaga mushroom? Did you do any colloidal silver? What are you doing to boost your immune system? And what can you do now? So how do you kind of like supercharge your immune system? Cinnamon, ginger, cloves, lemon juice, vinegar, saltwater gargle. There are a lot of things that you can actually do to shorten the cold. It depends on what kind of cold it is. And again, I'm going to preface this. I'm not a medical doctor, but like you can look up online some simple tips for how to make a cold go away quicker. If it's a cold, if it's pretty serious and you're not really able to drink anything, like you probably should seek out a doctor. You can always go to www.mydoctorfriend.com. Irene Tien is an amazing doctor and she can, talk to you. And there's a really great questionnaire. I've done it myself. You go through a questionnaire, you say all your symptoms, you say your history, you say everything, allergies and medications and vitamins you're taking, everything relevant. You come to the conversation prepared. You set up a day and time. She gives you a consultation. She lets you know what she thinks, and she can recommend either, you're fine, or like she can even prescribe if you're in the state of Massachusetts, or if you tell her you're in the state of Massachusetts, she knows that she can prescribe you because she can't prescribe outside of Massachusetts. But an antibiotic if that's needed, or she can let you know, hey, go to the urgent care near you, go to your primary care and let them know that, the doctor you spoke to said this. It's a great resource. She's online. She's really quick. It's concierge. I think it's like $100 for a consultation. That's like, for most people, that's basically less than it's going to cost for you to go to the doctor anyway. So, but it's a private pay service, and, your insurance will pick up whatever the medication is, hopefully, if you have it. So, but it's worth it for good advice, right? And she's a competent doctor. Or go to your primary care. Don't leave it be. Take it seriously and track it. The problem with most kids, we don't track how long we've been sick. So somebody says like, man, you've been sick for a while, and you notice, wow, yeah, it's been like a week and a half. It shouldn't be a week and a half. It should be like day 1, day 2, day 3, get better day 1, day 2, day 3, and you're done, right? So like if you're a week and a half in and you're still sick, something's wrong. It's not going to go away on its own. You need to get help, because the worst thing is that you don't treat it. You don't take care of it. I've seen strep throat go from the throat into the bloodstream, causing people to not be able to walk, their knees to lock up, severe pain and everything for months, not knowing what it is until they got a blood test and found out it was strep. I've seen colds turn into pneumonia. I've seen people end up in the hospital getting IV bags for dehydration because they're just not drinking enough fluids and they're sweating too much and they don't realize they've been sick for too long and they're just not moving and they're not eating, and you don't realize the time passes. So the best advice I can give you is don't let it go. I'm going to do an entire presentation on this, especially as the weather continues to break. It'll probably be in the next couple of weeks. I'll be doing one of those presentations. So stay tuned for that. And I also will go over my whole vitamin list and everything. And you can check out the vitamin list. It's right on the website. It's I think it says vitamin list under resources. So check that out. But good luck. Feel better. All right. If there's no other questions, going once, going twice, sold to me. I'm in the blue shirt. I'll see you guys next week.